You can catch me around the trap house in a beamer. You can catch me on the block, it's nothing usual. You can catch one from the block, it's nothing usual. You can catch me with my roadie. Who made this? You can catch me around the trap house in a beamer. You can catch me on the block, it's nothing usual. You can catch one from the block, it's nothing usual. You can catch me with my roadie, and he shoot. You can catch me around the trap house in a beamer. You can catch me on the block, it's nothing usual. You can catch one from the block, it's nothing usual. You can catch me with my roadie, and he shoot. Boy, you get chain wet like Debo, heavy man running like Ricky. Peel away back, no chemo, counting that green, no CeeLo. Money roll on like a Chico. Do it for my city and my people. You ain't the same, you ain't kinfolk. They copy my place, ain't kinfolk. Jump out the audience, I bet they beam in the big body. Holding your spin like I'm John Gotti. Ice on my name and my frame's froggy. My freeze in the pit when I'm in the lobby. I'm at the store with a mink on. Ice be jumping like ping pong. If he's talking funny like Ching Chong. Chopper gon' sing like ringtone. Chopper gon' pour like King Kong. You can catch me around the trap house in the beamer. You can catch me on the block, it's nothing usual. You can catch one from the block, it's nothing usual. You can catch me with my roadie, and shoot. You can catch me around the trap house in a beamer coupe. You can catch me on the block, it's nothing usual. You can catch one from the block, it's nothing usual. You can catch me with my roadie, and he shoot.
Alright, so I just got the 240SX up in the air. It's always a process. You gotta be really safe when you do it. Load car takes longer than usual. You gotta kind of go corner to corner, side to side, little by little, and just make sure you constantly check all the corners. I have this new S13 single one-piece steel drive shaft. I ordered it from Injuku Racing. They're based out of Florida. Shout out to them. I'm replacing my OEM one, which is a two-piece. It has this joint in the middle, so I'm hoping this gives me a little more power. And there's also a sound coming from the drivetrain that I want to get rid of, so I'm hoping this does the trick. I have a feeling it might not fix it completely. I think it might be inside my differential, but I think this is a good starting point. I've wanted one of these anyway, so I said, what the heck, just put in a one-piece drive shaft while you're at it. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, my creeper isn't really low enough to get under the car, but that's why I use the mat usually, but I try to use this when I can. Drive shaft, you can't even see it because of my nice exhaust here. Yeah. Anyway, comes out of the back of the transmission, shortly behind the transmission mount there, and then feeds into the differential in the rear. So I'll see if I can get to it from the other side. Also, don't look at my frame rails, they're destroyed. All right, so it's a lot easier to see from this side. Let me get spun around here so I get this light in here. So here is the back of the transmission and these big heavy duty bolts. Looks like maybe 8 of them if I had to guess. Pretty heavy duty, I got my finger on it right now. Those connect into the back of the transmission. I'm just thinking this through. Actually, I don't even think I need to take those apart. I think the whole drive shaft slides up into the back of the transmission here. Here's that joint I was talking about that comes on the OEM drive shafts. It kind of has this rubber bushing here. People say you lose a little power because it flexes. Not too much, but maybe a little bit. And then in the back here on the rear differential, sorry about all the noise, I have a fan going and a bunch of music. Looks like 4 bolts back there that bolts up to the differential flange. That shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna get these soaking in WD-40 so they're easier to break. Looks like 4 bolts back there. I'm gonna loosen those first and then see, and then obviously these 2 here are on this joint. I'll break those off. And then up here, I really think it's gonna slide out. Last time I took it out, I think it just slid right out. So I'm hoping that's all I have to do. Stay tuned. All right, so I did remember correctly somehow. This kind of fits around here when it's up underneath the car. There's the joint. And like I said, it just slides right out of the transmission. You don't have to mess with any of these bolts or anything. And then the 4 bolts on this end are the ones that go into the diff. Pretty simple. And the install on this should be the same. So you got this on the transmission end and then 4 bolts on the rear end. Installing the new shaft now. As you can see, I got it slipped into place here in the back of the transmission, and now I'm going to move to the rear end again and bolt the flanges together, put the drive shaft to the rear differential, then we should be good to go. Pretty simple, nice easy install. All right, I got the 1-piece drive shaft in, super simple install. Pop the old one out, just a few bolts. It's a 14mm in the back where it meets up to the rear differential, and also a 14mm where the middle joint was. Slid it out of the transmission, slid the new one in and bolted it to the rear diff, and there's no joint on the new 1-piece, so that was super simple. Put the car back on the ground, took it up and down the road a couple times. I don't have tags or insurance, and the radiator fans aren't hooked up yet, so I can't go very far or anywhere legally, technically. But I can already tell, super responsive, feels great. Only issue is I'm still getting that terrible kind of whooshing noise from the rear end, and I'm starting to think it's maybe the rear axles, because I lowered the car so much. I think the axle is coming out of the diff like that. You got your differential, axle should be coming straight out, but the car is lowered, so there's that angle in it. I think it's either that or my poorly reassembled OEM open diff. So I really need to find like a J30 BLSD or another 240SX LSD that I can bolt into here and hopefully, finally, maybe get my rear end sorted once and for all and get a solid drivetrain. After that, I need to adjust the power steering pump, that's bothering me. Need to find some fenders, put the fenders on, mount up all my aero, and geez, so many things. Alignment, maybe mess with the timing. Really need to get it actually painted. I did terrible. I tried to do the single stage a couple years ago and just absolutely slaughtered it in the worst way possible. So lots of stuff to button up, but close to having a solid running driving car. Hopefully with a couple more paychecks, a little more time over the next month or two, I can really get this thing wrapped up. I've been saying that for years, but I'm close. I'm close. Day by day, I'm getting closer. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'm sure I'll be working on something else soon. In the meantime, I got to put a new alternator on my MG, and I'll be working all week. So peace.